You click Buy on HBAR, or XDC, or Algo. You see your balance update. You now own the coin. But where did your money actually go? Who received it? What happened in that split second between clicking Buy and seeing your balance change? Most people have no idea. They think they bought crypto from Coinbase or Binance. But that is not what happened, not even close. And understanding what actually happens to your money changes how you think about liquidity, price movements, and why some coins pump while others stay flat. I'm going to walk you through the exact journey your money takes when you buy HBAR, XDC, or Algo, step by step, from your bank account to the blockchain. And by the end, you will understand order books, market makers, spreads, slippage, and why your small buy order does not move the price, but a whale's does. Let me start with what happens the second you click Buy. Step 1. Your money hits the exchange order book. When you place a market order to buy HBAR at current price, you are not buying from the exchange. Coinbase does not own HBAR to sell you. Binance does not have an inventory of XDC waiting in a warehouse. Exchanges are matchmakers. They match your buy order with someone else's sell order. That matching happens through an order book. The order book is a digital ledger showing all open buy and sell orders for HBAR at different price levels. On one side, you have buy orders, people willing to buy HBAR at specific prices. These are called bids. On the other side, you have sell orders, people willing to sell HBAR at specific prices. These are called asks. The exchange's job is to match bids with asks. When you click Buy HBAR at market price, the exchange looks at the order book and finds the lowest ask price. That is the cheapest seller currently available. Your order gets matched with that seller. Money moves from your account to their account, and HBAR moves from their account to your account. The exchange takes a tiny fee for facilitating the match, usually 0.1 to 0.25%. That fee is how exchanges make money. But here's the key. If there are no sellers at the current price or not enough sellers to fill your entire order, the exchange starts matching your buy with the next cheapest seller, and the next, until your order is completely filled. That is called slippage. You wanted to buy at 10 cents, but by the time your order filled, you paid 10.02 cents because you consumed all the sellers at 10 cents and had to buy from more expensive sellers. Step 2. Market makers provide the liquidity. Now you might ask, how are there always sellers available? If everyone wants to buy HBAR, who is selling? The answer is market makers. These are specialized firms or algorithms that place both buy and sell orders simultaneously. They're not betting on HBAR going up or down. They're profiting from the spread. The spread is the difference between the highest bid and the lowest ask. Let me give you an example. The highest bid for Algo is 99 cents. The lowest ask is $1. That is a 1 cent spread. A market maker places a buy order at 99 cents and a sell order at $1. If both orders fill, the market maker profits 1 cent per coin, times thousands of coins, times hundreds of trades per day. That adds up to significant profit. Market makers are critical for liquidity. Without them, you would place a buy order and wait for a seller to show up. Maybe minutes, maybe hours, maybe never if the coin is illiquid. But market makers ensure there is always liquidity. Always someone willing to sell when you want to buy, and always someone willing to buy when you want to sell. They keep markets functioning smoothly. For HBAR, XDC, and Algo, market makers are essential because these coins have lower trading volume than Bitcoin or Ethereum. Lower volume means fewer natural buyers and sellers. Market makers fill that gap. They provide artificial liquidity by constantly placing orders on both sides of the book. Your money goes to them most of the time, not to individual retail sellers, market makers. Step 3. Your dollars convert to USDT or USDC first. Here's something most people do not realize. When you buy HBAR with dollars on Binance or Coinbase, your dollars do not go directly to the seller. They convert to a stablecoin first, usually USDT or USDC. Then the stablecoin buys HBAR. This happens so fast you don't notice it, but it's a two-step process. Why? Because crypto exchanges do not hold billions in actual US dollars. They hold stablecoins, tokens pegged to the dollar. When you deposit $100, the exchange converts it to 100 USDC. When you buy HBAR, you're technically trading USDC for HBAR, not dollars for HBAR. The exchange just hides this from you to make the user experience simpler. This is important because it means every trade on a crypto exchange involves stablecoins, and stablecoins have their own liquidity and spreads. If USDC depegs or has liquidity issues, it impacts your ability to buy HBAR smoothly. This is why during high volatility, some exchanges pause withdrawals. They are managing stablecoin liquidity risk, not HBAR risk, stablecoin risk. Step 4. The blockchain records the transfer. After your buy order matches with a seller and money exchanges hands, the HBAR, XDC, or algo needs to move from the seller's wallet to your wallet. But here's the catch. If you leave your coins on the exchange, this transfer does not happen on the blockchain. It happens internally within the exchange's database. Exchanges keep a ledger of who owns what. When you buy HBAR, the exchange updates their internal database. Seller's HBAR balance decreases, your HBAR balance increases. No blockchain transaction occurs. This is faster and cheaper than doing on-chain transfers for every trade, but it also means you don't actually control the HBAR. The exchange does, not your keys, not your coins. Only when you withdraw from the exchange does a blockchain transaction happen. You request withdrawal, the exchange bundles your withdrawal with others to save on fees. They create an on-chain transaction sending HBAR from the exchange's wallet to your wallet. That transaction gets recorded on the Hedera network. Validators confirm it, and now you truly own the HBAR. Before that, you owned an IOU from the exchange, not actual HBAR. This is critical for understanding custody risk. When FTX collapsed, users who left funds on the exchange lost them because FTX controlled the private keys. Users just had database entries saying they owned crypto, but those entries were meaningless when FTX went bankrupt. Actual blockchain ownership, that can't be taken away. Database entries on an exchange, gone if the exchange fails. Step 5. Price discovery happens across multiple exchanges. Your buy order on Coinbase affects HBAR price on Coinbase, but what about Binance, Kraken, KuCoin? Each exchange has its own order book, separate liquidity, different buyers and sellers. So how do prices stay roughly the same across exchanges? Arbitrage. Arbitrage bots and traders watch prices across all exchanges simultaneously. If HBAR is 10 cents on Coinbase, but 10.02 cents on Binance, arbitrage traders buy on Coinbase and sell on Binance. They pocket the 2-cent difference. That activity equalizes prices across exchanges. When buying pressure pushes HBAR up on one exchange, arbitrage traders sell there and buy cheaper elsewhere. Prices converge. But here's the key. Arbitrage is not instant. It takes seconds, sometimes minutes. During high volatility, price gaps between exchanges can widen to 1 to 3%. That creates opportunity for arbitrage traders, but it also means your buy order might execute at a worse price than what you saw quoted, because by the time your order hit the order book, arbitrage activity already moved the price. For low liquidity coins like XDC and Algo, arbitrage is slower, fewer traders watching, fewer bots running. That means price discrepancies between exchanges can persist longer. You might see XDC at 4 cents on one exchange and 4.1 cents on another. Both are correct for that exchange, but not aligned globally. That's inefficiency, and it costs you money if you buy on the expensive exchange. Step 6. Large orders create price impact. When you buy $100 of HBAR, the price barely moves. Your order is tiny compared to total trading volume. But what if you buy $1 million of HBAR? That's a different story. Large orders consume liquidity. They eat through the order book, and they move the price significantly. Here's how it works. Let's say the order book has sellers willing to sell HBAR at 10 cents, but only $10,000 worth. You place a $1 million buy order. The first 10,000 fills at 10 cents, but now the 10-cent sellers are gone. The next cheapest seller is at 10.01 cents. Your order starts filling there, then 10.02, then 10.05. By the time your entire $1 million order fills, the average price you paid might be 10.15 cents. That's 15% slippage. You moved the market against yourself.
This is why whales use limit orders instead of market orders. A limit order says, I will buy HBAR, but only at 10 cents or below. If the price goes above 10 cents, the order doesn't fill. It just sits in the order book waiting. This prevents slippage, but it also means the order might never fill if the price keeps rising. Trade-offs. For HBAR, XDC, and Algo, liquidity is lower than major coins. That means large orders create more price impact. A $1 million Bitcoin buy barely moves the market. A $1 million XDC buy could pump the price 10 to 20%. That's why these coins are volatile. Low liquidity amplifies price movements in both directions. Step 7. Your money ultimately goes to sellers and market makers. So to summarize, when you buy HBAR, XDC, or Algo, here's where your money actually goes. Most of it
goes to market makers, firms providing liquidity. They sold you the coins. They pocket the spread. A smaller portion goes to individual retail or institutional sellers who happen to have sell orders at your price level. And a tiny portion goes to the exchange as trading fees. Your money does not go to the Hedera Foundation, or the XDC network, or the Algorand Foundation. They do not profit from your purchase unless they are actively selling tokens from their treasuries, which happens. Foundations release tokens periodically. When they do, they become sellers in the market, and your buy order might match with their sell order. In that case, your money goes to the foundation, which they use for development, marketing, partnerships, and ecosystem growth. But most of the time, your money goes to professional market makers. And here is the kicker. Those market makers are not holding your coins long term. They immediately hedge their position. If they sold you HBAR, they buy it back elsewhere to remain neutral. They are not betting on HBAR going up or down. They just want the spread. That constant buying and selling creates volume, which makes the market look active, but it does not create sustained buy pressure because market makers are neutral. They buy as much as they sell. What this means for price movements? Understanding this explains why your small buys do not pump the price. You are just matching with existing sell orders placed by market makers. No new demand created. The market maker immediately hedges. Net effect on price? Zero. But when whales buy millions, they consume all the market maker liquidity, force the market makers to go find more supply, and that moves the price, because suddenly there is more demand than the market makers can instantly hedge. If this breakdown finally made order books, liquidity, and price discovery make sense, smash that like button. This is fundamental market structure that determines how prices actually move. Subscribe for more content that explains the mechanics behind crypto markets instead of just watching charts. Drop a comment. Did you know your money goes to market makers, not the exchange or the foundation? Did you understand order books before this? I want to know what clicked for people. And share this with someone who just started buying crypto and thinks the exchange is selling them coins, because understanding who you are actually buying from changes how you think about liquidity and price movements completely. I will see you in the next one. Trade smart out there.